Hello everybody and welcome back to another round of the Skittles Cup Series, this time round 21 at Texas. On your pole today, driving the number 31 Miller Lite Mercedes for Red Viper Racing, we have Joey DeCrescenzi, and starting next to him in the front row, driving the number 9 Daywalt Dodge for Fitzwater Australia Racing, we have Matthew Sutton. This is the rest of your starting lineup. We'll get back to you at the green flag action. As they go down the back stretch, Joey DeCrescenzi is getting ready to take the field green here at Texas. He needs a win to get into the playoffs. Not the playoffs, sorry, the round of 8, as does Jack Dwyer. Jeffrey Finguy doesn't need a win, he just needs to do better than Collins and TJ Smith. But if Jack Dwyer or Joey DeCrescenzi win this race, or Jack Halleck, or if anyone under the bubble wins the race, it's very unlikely that Jeffrey Finguy will make the round of 8. So there are going to be some major playoff implications in this race as they get ready to go round of 8 action next weekend. But the pace lights are off, and Jared, I always say Jared for this guy, and Joey DeCrescenzi gets ready, and he will take the field to green for the first time in his Skittles Cup Series career. And a good start by him too, as he powers ahead of Matthew Sutton. Jack Dwyer did not have a good start, but he dropped back into Alexander Novacek, who managed to push him already past Matthew Sutton. Here they come. Jack Dwyer is already caught up to Joey DeCrescenzi. He's going to make a move. It looks like he will try to make a move, but Alexander Novacek is already going to take Jack Dwyer and Joey DeCrescenzi 3 wide. Joey DeCrescenzi getting pushed up into a line with nobody in it at all, just himself. As Ryder Smith, he's getting ready to make the pass now. Looks like the racing at Texas is already super aggressive. Jared Gotastic, potentially the worst lucket of any driver in the series. He has the equipment and the talent to do good, and he's always up front for a bit, but usually he ends up getting wrecked out or something. He's up at the front, getting passed by Fitzy, who has the momentum from his first career win last week. Fitzy being pushed by Bradley Bishop Jr. Bradley Bishop Jr. also on the outside looking in for the playoffs. Both CJ Racing cars are. CJ Racing trying to end out with a bang, as they are not returning to the series next season, and it is unknown if they ever will return back to the series. Richie Wells gets passed by his teammate Jack Roberts. It looks like there is a yellow flag. We will go check out what happened, and we will get back to you at the round of Texas. So this group was in racing pretty intense, and Wilson Hunt took Cody Johnson, Eddie Karwowski, and Sam Rogers 4 wide, and then these guys just went crashing as a pack. Joey DeCrescenzi, you can see he locked up the brakes, not too much damage. Eddie Karwowski in front. Looks like Sam Rogers acquired a little bit of damage here too. Yeah, this was the wreck. It looks like Sam Rogers, he managed to come out unscathed for the most part. Might end up going a lap down here, but Joey DeCrescenzi also in it. Looks like there's not too much damage on any of these guys. So yeah, we will get back to you at the green flag. Looks like a lot of damage on the number 71 for Justin Kurza. As they go down the back stretch, the pace lights are off, and Jack Roberts will lead your field to green. Second, Jack Halleck, Jeffrey Finguy, Richie Wells, Jack Dwyer, Matthew Sutton, Bradley Bishop Jr., Alexander Novacek, Travis Scott, and Zachary Fitzwater are your top 10. Pretty good for Jack Roberts. He gets to lead a few laps here. He had himself a pretty, a decent season on the go, even given all of his bad luck. And He got a concussion a while back at, I don't remember which track it was, but he got a concussion, missed 2 races, fell in the points. He's trying to get them all back now, trying to finish off solid as he's moving to Tremblay Motors for Season 2. And here they go. It looks like he didn't have a great start. Jack Dwyer got held up, though, and Jack Halleck gets pushed to the outside. Jeffrey Finguy, he makes the jump. It looks like he's getting ready to pass. Jack Roberts is holding Jeffrey Finguy up, and this is what Jack Dwyer wants to see. Jack Dwyer to the inside of Jeffrey Finguy. And Jack Dwyer will successfully make the move, and he will get this lap at Texas. Down to the inside of him, though, we have Matthew Sutton with help from Alexander Novacek and Bradley Bishop Jr. Here's a name you don't see up front too often, Travis Scott. Travis Scott has had an atrocious season. It has been horrible, especially considering his team is the winningest team. But glad to see him up front, trying to end his career off strong. Dylan Molis up front, that's what you like to see. Dylan Molis getting ready to make his full-time debut next season, driving the number 56 Chevy for Sam Rogers Motorsports, as Sam Rogers is the only member of the Skittles Cup Series expanding his team. Up at the front, though, Bradley Bishop Jr., he makes his move on Alexander Novacek, and he will move to the lead. Jared Gotastic isn't going to let that be long-lasting, though, as Jared Gotastic dives to the inside. Jared Gotastic will even get that lap. Go, Jared Gotastic. Looks like Eddie Jones, he's leaving pits. He had an issue, it looks like. Dylan Molis, he's all the way up into second now. It's a Titanium Motorsports 1, 2, 3 in that lane. It's not too often you see a 1, 2, 3 of a team, but Titanium Motorsports out here looking professional. And Ryder Smith, he's holding off Dylan Molis pretty well. Dylan Molis does not have the experience of Ryder Smith. And that's going to be a problem here for him trying to get past Ryder Smith. He tries to peek to the bottom, can't get there. Ryder Smith will take another lap as the two of these guys are starting to pull away a little bit. Looks like TJ Smith, he's worked his way up to the front. He's trying to stay into the round of 8. He is 1 point to the good as of the start of this race. As you can see, they're about to go 4 wide up at the front. Thankfully, they sorted that out. That could have ended catastrophic, as Dylan Molis is to the lead here at Texas. Jack Roberts, he's back up to the front. Oh man, it looks like there's a bit of contact between Jack Roberts and Jeffrey Finguy. Something must have happened earlier in the race. Jeffrey Finguy not having it with Jack Roberts, it looks like. Jack Roberts keeps it clean though, and he will go down low on Dylan Molis for second place. Kyle Collins, he's 1 point to the bad right now. Oh, Ephraim Lord, that is not a name you ever see up front. Man, sorry, that completely caught me off guard. And Steven Schaff? Wow. Anyways, clearly that caught me off guard. Ryder Smith, he's holding off Dylan Molis and Jeffrey Finguy pretty well right now, as Dylan Molis is back to the inside of Jeffrey Finguy. Jack Dwyer, he's back up into the mix now. He's gone down low on Jack Roberts and Jeffrey Finguy. Looks like there's a wreck in the back. Christian Anderson, Bryce Ward, Daniel Bouchard, Cody Johnson, Christian Russell. You know what? We'll go see what happened. Richie Wells, but that's expected. Richie Wells is always in the wrecks. Yeah, we'll go check out what happened, and we will get back to you. So Kyle Collins was on the top line fighting for position, and it looks like Jared Gotastic nudged him, and Jared Gotastic went down, and he tried to correct it. Made contact with Richie Wells, because now they're going 4 wide. And, yeah, Jared Gotastic just dumps Richie Wells. Kyle Collins, in it. Richie Wells up in front of Daniel Bouchard. And, yeah, I'm pretty bad at showing. Oh, man. Eddie Karwowski, what an avoidance by Joey DeCrescenzi. Wow. I'm not good at this because I didn't even see what happened to Cody Johnson or Christian Russell. There was damage on. Oh yeah, so Austin Rogers just couldn't avoid it. Francois Chastain. Oh, Kyle Collins flipped a bit, as did Francois Chastain. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, so Kyle Collins, he's being taken to the infield care center. Francois Chastain, although that was a huge hit, he got off out on his own power. Oh, we'll get back to you with the green flag, and we'll update you on Collins' condition later on. As the pace lights are off, Jack Dwyer will lead your field to green. I'm not going to do the top 10, but the top 5 is Jack Dwyer, Jack Roberts, Ryder Smith, Travis Scott, and Drake Kalita. Drake Kalita going for win number 6 here at Texas. That is insane. Don't know if Eddie Jones will pose an issue. He doesn't have any damage. He just had a tire issue that put him into the pits. And, yeah. Eddie Jones off to a great start. Jack Dwyer not so much. That will help nobody really, as Jack Roberts will slot himself in front of Ryder Smith. Yeah, it does look like Eddie Jones is a bit slower, but successful avoidance by Jack Dwyer. It's what you like to see. Jack Roberts taking Jack Dwyer to the high side, and will Jack Roberts get the pass? He will not. It's impressive, very impressive to see Jack Roberts up here fighting. One guy I'm very interested about. Okay, it looks like Dylan Mullis must have just fell back during pit stops. I just didn't know if he was in the race or not, or what was happening. Sam Rogers back here. Sam Rogers, after that first wreck, he's just trying to keep the whip clean. Trying to keep his points. Yeah, basically what he's doing. Same with Joey DeCrescenzi, although Joey DeCrescenzi's kind of off the pace. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see Christian Russell still in the race, but you know, Christian Russell, he does not quit, it seems like. How about the front? Bradley Bishop Jr. is being pushed by Ephraim Lord, TJ Smith, and Ethan Villacorta. Ephraim Lord down to the inside on Bradley Bishop Jr. That's not something you see too often. And Ephraim Lord will successfully get the pass, and TJ Smith will take him 3 wide. Wow, TJ, and it looks like Ethan Villacorta, he is not getting ready to make a move. Kenny Mines back to the front after merely missing that wreck with Jared Gotastic. Very impressive on his part that he managed to keep it up. And it looks like Hiroshi Kazumi's up to the front now too. Kazumi's been doing pretty good at the end of the season. Somehow he managed to get a win. That's a question that'll never be answered as to how that happened. But yeah, props to Hiroshi Kazumi for being up here. Is he going to be able to make a move on Drake Kalita? He doesn't look like he'll be able to, as Zachary Fitzwater makes the move on him. Drake Kalita is battling very hard with Kenny Mine at the moment. Kenny Mine hasn't won in a few races, but he is very much to the good in points, and I'm not sure if there's anything that'll make him not make this race, this next round. Will Drake Kalita have anything to give Kenny Mine? It doesn't look like it, as Alexander Novacek to the bottom of Drake Kalita with help from Dylan Mullis. Kenny Mine puts the block on Alexander Novacek. This is what you like to see. As Alexander Novacek, he makes the move on Kenny Mine now, and he will go to the lead. Dylan Mullis takes him down low. You see Jack Halleck up front now. Jack Halleck needs this win if he wants any chance at making it to the round of 8. Dylan Mullis, he's holding them off. Jack Halleck will make the move, though. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be... I think it was Halleck. Man. Yep, Jack Halleck merely takes that lap. Looks like Jack Roberts, he's trying to work his way up to the front as Matthew Sutton just took Drake Kalita and Kenny Mite 3 wide. And now Jack Roberts is taking Alexander Novacek and Drake Kalita 3 wide. Jack Dwyer, he's trying to work his way back up to the front. You can see the cars are starting to split off a little bit. Sam Rogers doing a pretty good job keeping everything together. Yep. Up at the front, Jack Roberts, he takes more drivers 3 wide. Jack Roberts has a legitimate chance at winning this. Like, you're up here, Blue Flare Motorsports, Fitzwater Australia Racing, Titanium Motorsports, Fingai Saitomi Motorsports, and you got Jack Roberts fighting against all of these guys, very successfully, might I add, in a Flying Aces International car. This is looking great for Jack Roberts, as he doesn't get that lap, but he will take the lead by passing Matthew Sutton. Jack Roberts, he's worked his way back up to the front now. It looks like Jack Halleck took his teammate Jared Gotastic and Jeffrey Fingai 3 wide. Jack Roberts will put the block on Jack Dwyer. Will Jack Roberts get this lap? He will. He will definitely take this lap. Nope. Was I wrong? I think I was wrong again. Yeah, well, apparently. I can't call. Looks like there's another caution, maybe? Yeah, there's definitely another caution here at Texas. Go check out what happened to you, and go check out what happened, and we will get back to you. So it looks like Travis Scott took Fitzy and Matthew Sutton and Jeffrey Fingai 4 wide, and they just pancaked it. You can see a little contact and into the wall hard for both. All 3 Fingai Saitomi Motorsports cars in one go. Man, that's not what you like to see for Jeffrey Fingai. Looks like Sam Rogers with another close avoidance. I'm not sure. Travis Scott definitely won't be able to continue. Looks like Jeffrey Fingai may be able to continue. I think he probably will. Try to get the points. Yeah, not what you like to see. But we'll get back to you at the green flag. As the pace lights are off, Jack Dwyer is getting ready to lead the field to green. Again, this time by at Texas. Second place, you got Jack Roberts. In third place, Alexander Novacek. In fourth place, Kenny Mite. In fifth place, Jack Halleck. We got all five Jacks. I am so dumb sometimes. All 3 Jacks in the top 5. You can also see Thomas Saldivia back there. He's restarting in 9th. Thomas Saldivia having a pretty good race. Don't know if it'll be a career race, but yeah, he's definitely doing much better than usual at this track. Letting me know Jeffrey Fingai, he will be continuing to race. The only one that won't be is Travis Scott with a clutch issue. Don't know if Eddie Jones will pose as a problem, but there's only one way to find that out, as they are going green flag racing again at Texas. Great start by Jack Dwyer and Jack Roberts. Jack Roberts needs to get down and clear his teammate. And he will with the help of Alexander Novacek. That top line is going to be the desirable line for a bit because Eddie Jones is holding him up. Eddie Jones needs to get out of the way. He is not making it easy on these guys. He is racing them so hard. I can't believe this from Eddie Jones. Jack Halleck, though, and TJ Smith up to the front as they manage to get by. TJ Smith to the inside of Jack Halleck. What is happening back here is Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones finally moves up to the top lane. Looks like he takes, holds up Hiroshi Kazumi and Thomas Saldivia. Thomas Saldivia... Yep. Thomas Saldivia splits the middle, though, try to get by. You see all Titanium Motorsports cars in this image again. Yeah, they're gonna try to get back to the front, although it's more than likely Ryder Smith and Kenny Myatt are making the playoffs, making the round of 8 no matter what. Looks like Jack Dwyer got passed by Alexander Novacek, and Alexander Novacek will take that lap as Jared Gotastic and Ephraim Lord are coming on strong. I'm still amazed at how good of a race Jack Roberts is having right now. Looks like there's some wall tapping back there. Looks like all is good though, I think. Dylan Mullis to the inside now, and Jack Roberts, everyone's still taking Jack Roberts 3 wide. He's trying to slot himself in behind Steven Schaff, and it isn't working yet. Will he get it done this time by? Nope. TJ Smith will also take him 3 wide with the help of Thomas Saltivia. Alexander Novacek, he's pulled away a bit with Jared Gotastic. Ephraim Lord, he's holding off third pretty well, but here comes a charging Drake Kalita with Fitzy to help. Alexander Novacek doing a pretty good job holding off Jared Gotastic, as Alexander Novacek will take another lap here. Alexander Novacek trying to end the season strong. He'll be dropping back to part-time next season to spend more time with his family, and then he will be back to full-time racing, most likely in season 3. Oh no, here comes a really slow Ethan Villacorta. How's this going to affect the field? It holds up so many good guys. So many good guys just got held up. Jack Dwyer, this is not what he needed to happen to him. Oh man, that's going to have major playoff implications. Thankfully, nobody was in an accident because of that. Jared Gotastic to their lead, though. Here comes the charging Titanium Motorsports cars. It's Toyota 123. And then there's a Toyota back there as well with Jack Halleck. It's going to be a really good points day, it looks like, for TJ Smith. The real question is, how is Jack Dwyer going to go about this now? Jack Dwyer needs to get back to the front in 10 laps. He's going to need all the help he can get from Drake Kalita and Bradley Bishop Jr. Matthew Sutton also trying to get back up to the front, making gains on Hiroshi Kasumi. This is going to be a great points day for TJ Smith. Jack Roberts back up to the front. Jack Halleck's getting ready to make the move, and Jack Halleck does. We got the Australians helping out each other right now. And TJ Smith, he's trying to get up in the mix. I'm still shocked to see Ephraim Lord up here, honestly, but I'm more curious as to what's going to happen back here. Looks like Matthew Sutton, he gets by Hiroshi Kasumi, and he's making the charge, and here comes the charging Jack Dwyer now. Will Hiroshi Kasumi let him by easily? Hiroshi Kasumi will. Yep, Hiroshi Kasumi is a very respectable driver like that. Here comes Dylan Mullis. Still says Mortis from when I used to mess up his name. That's what you'll love to see. Matthew Sutton, he has almost caught the pack, and as is Jack Dwyer. Dylan Mullis now to the inside of Hiroshi Kasumi. And here comes another lapped car in Christian Vargas. Ryder Smith will push Fitzy up into it. Oh man, they almost collide. Looks like Christian Vargas is going to hold up Fitzy and TJ Smith. Not that it matters for Fitzy that much. TJ Smith, huge implications. Jack Dwyer, he has caught the pack. He's getting ready to take Ephraim Lord and TJ Smith 3 wide. It looks like almost a collision between Dylan Mullis and Christian Vargas as Ryder Smith is to the lead. Not many laps left to go. Jack Halleck could upset this, and that is crazy. Jack Halleck takes Jack Roberts and Alexander Novacek 3 wide. Kenny Myatt's trying to make it 4 wide. Kenny Myatt, you can see he's tapping Jack Halleck. Ryder Smith still holding the lead fairly well. And looks like Jack Dwyer is back into it. Dylan Mullis, he is trying to make his way up to the front too. Looks like don't think TJ Smith will be able to gain enough. Ethan Villacorta, he gets in the mix of things now again. Ethan Villacorta far off the pace. This might be the end for Jack Dwyer. Ethan Villacorta not moving up, not letting them by. Looks like that will be the end of Jack Dwyer's Season 2. Alexander Novacek, he's fighting for it now. We do have reports that number 60 team will be penalized. They cannot keep up to speed. They're still keeping the car on the track and taking out any chance of the playoff contenders. There are not many laps left to go. And Dylan Mullis is now up in the fight for the win. It's unfortunate really for Jack Dwyer. Got screwed over by the same driver twice. Alexander Novacek, he is looking strong. Dylan Mullis right behind him looking strong as well. Kenny Mai, he's getting in position to make a move, as is Jack Halleck. This is very much helped TJ Smith. This might allow TJ Smith to make it on. Jack Dwyer. It probably will. TJ Smith will probably make it on to the round of 8 after this. That's not something I would have ever expected to happen. As Alexander Novacek is getting ready to take the white flag here at Texas. He's got to hold off a charging Kenny Myatt. Two more corners to go for Alexander Novacek for him to get win number 1 of his career. Kenny Myatt's going to have nothing to give him. Alexander Novacek will win the round of Texas. Attaboy, Alexander Novacek. It's been a long time coming, and he finally gets it done to guarantee himself a spot into the round of 8. The points will be calculated later today, but I'm pretty sure TJ Smith is going to make it in. Like, there's no way I don't think he doesn't make it in, and that has to be one of the most shocking things of the season. Great day for Jack Roberts overall. This has definitely been a career run for him. Heartbreak for this guy right here, number 55, Jack Dwyer. He did great all race, just came down to Ethan Villacorta holding him up twice. Definitely, he was the championship favorite all season, and here we are. Now he's not even making it on to the next round. But thanks for tuning in to round 21 of Texas. Looking forward to seeing you next round for Zen Joltis. Yeah, here are the rest of your finishing results. Thanks for tuning in.